Hi everybody, this is DrkBLADExx, Exo Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk, the leader for DCUO. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? As you've entitled the video, we are doing the feat known as Circuit. This feat takes place in Blackest Day. Takes place on ranks, so if you're past ranks, you've gone too far, and you're gonna have to requeue to get this feat. Now, this feat can also be done in regular, or also in elite. I strongly recommend doing this in regular. Up to you, though. Doesn't really matter which one you want to do it in. You know, make it interesting, make it a little bit more of a challenge. Go ahead and do it in elite. Alright, so when this DLC came out, this is about the time that I was playing other games and stuff, so I wasn't really paying attention. But I believe it was around about... top CRs were like about 130, maybe 140-ish, around those levels. 130, 140-ish. That sounds pretty good, right? Okay, saying that that's right. This is what you're going to want to do. For this feat, I strongly suggest having a troll and a tank. Healer, probably so, depending on the power set. Now, I'm fire, so I can pretty much heal myself. However, at walk-in levels, he's going to hit pretty damn hard. And depending on what type of tank you are, you're going to need that healer and that troll right there for you. So I strongly suggest having those in your group, maybe having, you know, those stay next to you. Now, your group makeup can be, you know, you can have 2 tanks if you want, you can have 2 healers, 2 trolls, whatever. But I strongly suggest at least having one of those stick next to you, so, yeah. Now, besides the group makeup, I also suggest actually having 2 healers for this, because you're going to need a healer to stick with the other group while they go through the maze. Now, let me explain how this works. For the feat, you have to take one of the big robots. It doesn't matter which one. There's several in this level, the beginning level on ranks. Now, it doesn't matter which robot you pick. It's kind of more OP if you pick the very first one and take it. But, you know, whatever one you want to use, it's the same feat. Doesn't matter. There isn't, like, more credit for taking the very first robot against taking the very last one. But whichever giant robot you pick, you must take that robot construct into the maze and then activate the console at the end of the maze to get the feat. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Although, like I said, if you want to make this easy, you pick the very last one right next to the maze entrance, and you just take that one inside it. Okay, so the room is not exactly right next to it. It's more like the room next to the maze. But you get my drift of it. Anyway, all you have to do is decide who you want to take and bring them into the maze. Now, as you guys know, when I do my feat videos, I do it from the perspective of you're just at queuable level, like the lowest queuable level to go in here. How would you do it? So when this DLC came out, you know, CR levels were around 130, 140. I don't too much worry about the queuable levels. I guess I need to change that phrase of thinking, because the developers will let pretty much any CR go into it, even if they really should not be going into it. So I think of more of such as, what was the highest CR when this content came out? So, like I said, let's say 130, 140. Even though I was off playing a different game when this content came out, I believe, and I think it was around 130 and 140. So I'm going to keep it in that mindset that that's your CR, that's your rest of your crew's CR. How do you beat this? Because if you're at a higher CR, you already know what to do. Just have them just follow you in the maze. You can't take that much damage, pretty much, if you're a really high CR. So I'm just worried about people that are at Q level. So with that being said, these are my suggestions. Take with it what you will. I strongly recommend 2 tanks, 2 healers, maybe 2 trolls, and the rest DPSs. This is why. You're going to break off into teams. Team 1 will clear out everything, while Team 2 stays a little bit far back and just holds the boss. That's it. Now, you're not going to do any damage to this boss whatsoever, except for, like, you know, just keeping your defenses up. That's about all the damage you need to do. Also, your healers and trolls may have to attack it occasionally to give you back some power. That's about it. Okay, so you're going to try to limit the damage this boss gets. Alright, the reason for that is because this boss is going to get attacked constantly. Whether it's from your own group, just trying to kill ads, but the boss gets too close, or from NPCs that attack it. You see, you're going to have allies in there, yellow lanterns and green lanterns that help you guys out. But What I mean is this. What I really mean is this. If the first team clearing out all the ads, clearing everything going through is working out, then there will be nothing else for the NPCs to attack but that boss. And now the NPCs do a lot of damage, so they will actually end up killing that boss if you're not careful. However, and trust me when I say this, it takes a really long time for that boss to get killed by NPCs. So it's not something you really have to worry about, but if his life ever gets that low, then it might be something you want to worry about, you know? But trust me, it takes a long time for that boss to die from an NPC. Right. Now, with that being said, you're going to want to also make sure that you're not too far away from your group. Okay, so this is a formula. Team 1 goes into, like, let's say Team 1 is into the main group. Team 2 will be in the hallway keeping the boss there, away from Team 1 so that none of their attacks hit the boss. But you also don't want to be too far away from each other. So I'll say about a distance of 100 meters or less from each time from a group member. Because you don't want to be too far away. Because if you're too far away, he will actually warp towards your group. You see, he wants to fight the biggest group of ads, the most concentrated ads, the ones that have the most threat. And as a tank, if you're not doing too much and the other team's doing a lot of attacks, something like this happens. He will warp forward towards the other group. So you always want to stay a little bit far back, but not too far away. So just in case he warps, you can just use your pull and pull him right back to you. Alright. Now, once you finally get him up towards the maze, and what I'm saying is this, you're going to have to keep moving like the room, like I said earlier. If the group, Team 1 is in the big room clearing out ads, Team 2 should be in the hallway. Once Team 1 clears out that big room and they move into the next hallway, then Team 2 now goes into that big room. You know, keep them far back and you keep moving along and along and along like that until you get to the maze. Now, once you're finally in the maze, have Team 1 go into the maze, clear out the very beginning of it, then move and try to make a mad dash towards the actual end of the maze. At that point, Team 2 comes into the maze and just tries to hold them there. You don't have to be deep in the maze as long as you're just in the maze. If you need to, look at the mini-map. It doesn't take a lot, and any part of that maze counts as being in the maze. But look at it. It's a perfect square. It is a perfect square. Matter of fact, you know what? I will actually put a line around it. I will actually put a marker around it on the minimap so you will actually know what I'm talking about, okay? It is a perfect square. Alright? You can't miss it. Alright, matter of fact, look at our minimap. Okay, so once we move up here, yeah, see right this part right here? We are actually now in the mini map. We are actually in the maze, my bad. Not in the mini map. We're actually in the maze. You want to keep him right here. It doesn't matter what part of the maze he's in as long as he's in it. Now, occasionally there's going to be some ads that spawn, or maybe the group ran past and just ran past some ads. That might come to you since you're close by and you're aggroing. That's why the healer and trolls are so important for the tank. That's going to be same with the boss. He's going to need power to stay alive. Now, if the team's clearing out everything, technically they should not be showing up. So you might be good. However, once the team finally gets to that last corner, and as I said, there goes the peak right there, yeah, see? You activate the console at the very end, and the feat's granted. And the robot disappears because of the console. But, like I said, this room is being controlled by, you know, the blacks, so there's no console like in the four corners to actually activate doors and close them. There's no console for that. It happens automatically. But loosely, it creates its own path towards that room, and you just have to run through it. It will have you doing zigzags if you let it. What you could do is just go straight up and just wait for that, like, one side room to open. I hope this guys helps you out. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you like what you see, leave a like at the bottom, comment. I will get back to you. You guys have any questions, comment on that too. I'll try to get back to you. And let me know what videos you guys are looking for. I'll make that too. Thanks for watching the video, guys. This is DrkBLADExx of Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. Dark Enforcers, starting to try this.